the Scarlet-Lolo cooking show. Welcome!
Cappuccino and 2 biscuits. Pick-me-ups after lunch. Hello. Today we're making Coconut Mountains. Coconut Mountains is a recipe that came from a packet of sugar probably about 30 years ago, and over lockdown I fine-tuned the recipe over and over again, changing the ingredients, changing the amounts, trying different things, and I've now come to a formula that really works. I'm going to use 150 grams of flour that I mix with 50 grams of corn flour, just to make them a little lighter. 150 grams of sugar, brown sugar, 400 grams of desiccated coconut, 2 eggs, a little bit of vanilla aroma, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. You can use 250 grams of butter, but in my recipe it's 150 grams of butter and 100 grams of coconut oil. Using coconut oil mixed with the butter gives them a really nice flavor. And that is indeed our first step. So we're going to cream the butter and the coconut oil. Then we're going to add the sugar, add the eggs, the flour, baking powder, and last the coconut, the desiccated coconut. Shall we give it a whirl? So I'm now chopping up the butter just into rough pieces, so it'll be a little easier to whisk. Also, leaving the butter out for a couple of hours before you start whisking is a good idea. I'm now adding 4 level teaspoons of baking powder. Add it into the flour and corn flour and give this a bit of a mix through. Okay, let's start. For whisking, the apron is a good idea. So, butter, I'm adding the sugar, 2 eggs, 1, 2 teaspoons of vanilla aroma, now I'm going to give it another whirl and then adding the flour with the corn flour and the baking powder, and then last thing the coconut. When the batter has got a nice creamy consistency, I'm adding the flour. And as my last ingredient, I'm adding the desiccated coconut. And keep mixing until everything is quite homogeneous. As you see, the batter is now well mixed through, and I'm going to peel it off the whisker blades with my fingers that are washed. So this is a rather large amount of dough. Half of the dough I'm going to use now, and the other half goes in the freezer, so next time I want cookies I don't have to make the dough. Scrapey! My favorite tool is the Scrapey. Scrapey is back. Hello Scrapey. Scrapey helps me get all the last little bits out of the bowl. The empty tub of the coconut oil is a perfect size for holding half the dough. It's 650 milliliters. To know what's in the fridge, I use a China marker to mark my jars. So for the rest of the dough, now using a tablespoon to scoop out the right amount for 1 biscuit, roll it into a ball and then place it on the baking tray. When you've made all your balls, you spread them out evenly and flatten them with your palm. If you're catering for an event, you might want to do the whole amount of dough. For a normal size family, 25 biscuits is quite a good amount. Because these biscuits don't have any preservatives, I usually do 25, which is half the amount of the dough. I've preheated the oven. I've pressed down on all the cookies to make them about 1 centimeter thick, and I'm now going to bake them for 12 minutes in the oven at 175 to 200 degrees Celsius. So that next time I want biscuits, I don't have to make dough. I just get it out of the freezer, leave it in the fridge for a day, and off we go. The biscuits go on the middle shelf in the oven. Now, this recipe is dead simple. Coconut mountains, and it's delicious. I have those in the house. There's 2 recipes for biscuits that I've been making and fine-tuning all over lockdown, and they are now perfect. Alarm time! Out comes the biscuits. These look perfect and they smell gorgeous. There you go. The biscuits are ready, and I hope you enjoyed the show. See you soon. Coconut biscuits with cappuccino for after lunch.
When you subscribe, you can get notifications, so you'll know whenever there's a new show.
Yeah!